Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Little Python. We're going to be talking about lists today and incorporating some of the other things we've already learned and really just going over some of the basic functions of a list. The same way that strings are enclosed with quotation marks, you need to make sure that your list is enclosed by square brackets. And then all of the values inside of the list are separated by commas. So let's create a first list. We're going to create a list here that puts a few items that we love in our snacks. Let's say a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So we would write snacks and then begin our list with the square bracket and put in the strings bread, peanut butter, and jelly. Next, we'll create a separate list that's called drinks. And we'll add to that list milk, Coke, and tequila because those go really well together. And I don't know, how we talked about in the last video of the indexing of each character in the string. In a list, each value is indexed in the list. So every value in the list is organized by its indexed number. That you have milk is assigned to 0, Coke is assigned to 1, tequila is to 2. With that in mind, you can now begin to imagine this is very similar to the calling of strings. So if we wanted to call bread all by itself from our snacks, all we would need to do is with the print function, type the list snacks, and within square brackets, we would call out the index 0, which would then print bread for us. We can do that again if we wanted to get just peanut butter. We could do print snacks 1, and you can see as you print those out that we get bread and peanut butter. Now that this all makes sense, you know how to access each item in the list individually, which is pretty cool. Let's say you want to add something to the list. So we're going to add napkins to our list because we need napkins to go with our meal. The way you do that is you just simply type your list snacks, and then you would do .append and type the string that you want to append to the end of that list, which in our case is napkins. The append function puts whatever it is that you want, that value, in the very back of the list always. It's just added to the end of the list. So that's important to keep in mind. If you wanted to insert something somewhere in the list that's not at the very back, maybe in the middle or in the very first of the list, you would need to use the insert function. Snacks.insert 0, plate puts plate at the very beginning of the list because 0 is always the very first index on a list. Now, if we were to print our entire list out and just type print snacks, we can see that we get plate in the very beginning, then bread, peanut butter, jelly, and napkins at the very end because of those append and inserts that we just added to the code. Very cool. Let's move on to the sort function. Let's say you want to sort everything in your list alphabetically, or from the lowest number integer to the highest. Well, you could do that with just snacks.sort and open and close parentheses. You've just sorted out your list. You can see that bread is now first, then jelly, then napkins, peanut butter, and plate. Now let's say for whatever reason you want to add the list drinks to the list snacks at the very end. The way you can do that is with the extend function. You would type snacks.extend and include the list name you want to add. In our case, it's drinks. That would now make the list snacks include also all of the values in the drink list. You see that when we print this out, we're going to get a much longer list for snacks. Now let's say you just want to, for whatever reason, you want to create a whole new list that adds those two lists together. Make a new variable called meal and assign that to the two lists snacks plus drinks. So now I'm going to print these two lists out so we can take a look at them. And to make things even more clear, I'm going to use and incorporate all of the other things we've learned in other videos to make this print a little more readable so we can really see what's going on. So we're going to print snacks, extend drinks, and then our variable snack. And also meals, snacks plus drinks, and our variable meal. And when we print that out, you can see that we get a very nice demonstration of what Python's doing when we write these codes out. Lists are really powerful and used all the time. I highly suggest you take a good look at them and start playing around with all the things that we've just learned. It's important to keep mixing and matching these different functions and to keep learning and growing. I definitely suggest you Google and go through and find other tutorials that can help you better understand these things. But this is the basic functions of lists. In a list, you can also add all the other values that we've spoken about in other videos, like booleans and integers and floating points. So don't be afraid to play with other things and mix and match. And I will see you next time where we talk about for loops. Take care.